to you children. Welcome to your mathematics class. We were dealing with the chapter pair of linear equations in two variables. In the last class we learned what were the pair of linear equations, and in today's class we'll be learning about finding solution to these pairs of linear equation by using their graph, which is also known as graphical method of solution. So first let us begin with the review of the previous class. In the previous class we learned that the pair of linear equations in two variables are represented on the same Cartesian plane. Just like in your 9th standard, you represented one linear equation in a Cartesian plane, that is in the graph, that is x-axis and y-axis. You represented a linear equation as a straight line. Here we are just like how we saw in the previous class, we will be representing the lines of both the linear equations in the same Cartesian plane, and on that representation, or on that based on that drawing, we drew three conclusions. There were three results. One was that the lines of the equations intersect each other. That means the equations have one unique solution between each other. And second result was that the lines of the equations perfectly lie on top of each other, or they were coinciding lines, which meant the equations had infinitely many solutions to each other. And the last one was the lines were parallel to each other. That meant they would never meet, and there will never be any common solution to both the equations. So these three situations can be determined without plotting the graph. We learned about the shortcuts where we could determine these situations or these conditions without plotting any graph, as shown in the table below. Here, using the coefficients, that is a1, b1, c1 from equation 1 and a2, b2, c2 from equation 2. Comparing the ratios of these coefficients, we can determine which kind of plot we'll get for any given pair of equations. So the first one is a1 by a2 not equal to b1 by b2. It means intersecting lines, and they have exactly one solution or a unique solution, and therefore these equations are known as consistent set of equations. Similarly, the second condition is a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, which is equal to c1 by c2, which means coincident lines, and that implies the equations have infinitely many solutions. And the last condition was a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 but not equal to c1 by c2, which means parallel lines, therefore no solutions, and the set of the equations are inconsistent. Now solved examples. Coming to the solved examples from your textbook, the first one is check graphically whether the pair of equations x plus 3y is equal to 6 and 2x minus 3y is equal to 12 is consistent. Consistent means we have to check whether they have one or more number of common solutions between them. So if they are consistent, alright, if they are consistent, then solve them graphically. So first we have to plot the graph and see whether they are consistent, and then if they are consistent, then we have to give the solution, or we have to determine the solution from that graph. So solution, first given equations, first we have to write the equations, that is x plus 3y is equal to 6, that is our first equation, and 2x minus 3y is equal to 12, that is our second equation. On rearranging, we need the points, right? We need the points for the equation, so we will rearrange the equations like this. In the first equation, I transposed 3y to the right hand side, so I got x is equal to 6 minus 3y. Similarly, in the second equation, it would be 12 plus 3y whole divided by 2. So rearranging both the equations in terms of y to get the values of x. Now put the tables like this. For the first equation, the table xy when x is equal to 3 or when y is equal to 1, when y is equal to 1, 3 ones are 3, 6 minus 3 will get x is equal to 3. Similarly, when y is equal to 0, 3 zeros are 0, 6 minus 0, 6. So x is equal to 6. So the points for first equation are 3, 1 and 6, 0. Similarly, for the second equation, when y is equal to 0, 3 zeros are 0, 12 plus 0, 12 divided by 2, 12 by 2 is 6. So x is equal to 6. So the first point is 6, 0. Similarly, when y is equal to minus 2, 3 into minus 2, minus 6, 12 minus 6, 6, 6 by 2, 3. So the second point is 3 comma minus 2. So now plotting the graph for these two equations, we'll get the graph like this, where point A represents point 6 comma 0, point B represents the point 3 comma 1 and point C represents the point 3 comma minus 2. You can see that the line AB is for the equation x plus 3y is equal to 6 and the line AC represents the equation 2x minus 3y is equal to 12, and they are intersecting lines. When the lines intersect, they have one unique solution, therefore they are consistent. Similarly, you can see the scale here. X-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 unit and y-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 unit. So now coming to the, since we know that the lines are intersecting and they are consistent. So coming to the solution part, the point where the lines intersect each other is the solution for both the equations. So here point A is the solution of the equations. That's what it says here. The lines intersect at each other at point 6 comma 0, thus they are consistent. Therefore x is equal to 6, because when we write the coordinates, first we write the x coordinate and then we write the y coordinate. So 6, 0, that means x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 0 is the solution for the given pair of linear equations. That is the solution for this whole question. Moving on to the second example, second solved example. Champa went to a sale to purchase some pants and skirts. When her friends asked how many of each she had bought, she answered, the number of skirts is 2 less than twice the number of pants purchased. Okay, keep here. She is giving a riddle to her friends. The number of skirts is 2 less than twice the number of pants purchased. Also, the number of skirts is 4 less than 4 times the number of pants purchased. Whenever they say less than, that means they are subtracting. Whenever they say 4 times, 2 times, 3 times, that means multiplication. Whenever they say 2 more, 3 more, that means addition. So here she says the number of skirts is 2 less than twice the number of pants. Also, the number of skirts is 4 less than 4 times the number of pants. Help her friends to find how many pants and skirts Champa bought. So we have to determine the number of pants and number of skirts Champa bought. So solution, let the number of pants be x and the number of skirts be y. So now from the first situation, the number of skirts is 2 less than twice the number of pants. So since number of skirts, she is talking about number of skirts, y is equal to twice the number of pants, 2x minus 2 will be our first equation. Similarly, the number of skirts is 4 less than 4 times. That means y is equal to 4x minus 4 will be our second equation. So since they are already arranged in terms of x, so we get the value of y, we can directly determine the points. So for the first equation, that is y is equal to 2x minus 2, when x is equal to 0, 2 zeros are 0, y is equal to minus 2, and when x is equal to 1, 2 into 1, 2, 2 minus 2, 0, y is equal to 0. These are the 2 points for our first equation. And for the second equation, when x is equal to 0, 4 zeros is 0, the remaining term is minus 4, y is equal to minus 4. And when x is equal to 1, 4 ones are 4, minus 4, 0, y is equal to 4. These are the 2 points for the second equation. On plotting the graph, we get something like this. You can see here the line AB represents the equation y is equal to 2x minus 2, whereas the line BC represents the equation y is equal to 4x minus 4. And we know that since they are intersecting line, the point of intersection is the solution to our equation. And you can see the scale here. X-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 point, because we assumed that number of points is x. So on x-axis, whatever number you plot, it represents 1 point. And similarly on y-axis, 1 unit is equal to 1 skirt, because number of skirts is y. So here, since the lines are intersecting, they are consistent and they have one unique solution. So the point of intersection itself is the solution for our equation, that is point B. Therefore, the lines intersect at the point 1, 0. That point B represents the coordinates 1, 0. That means x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0 is the solution. So, x is equal to 1 means Champa bought 1 pant and 0 skirts. She didn't buy any skirts, she only bought 1 pant. That is our solution. So now going ahead, let us start with the second exercise of the chapter, that is exercise 3.2. In exercise 3.2, there are 7 main questions, out of which I will be solving 4 mains. Remaining 3 mains will be your homework. So the very first main, from the first main of the exercise 3.2, we have formed the pair of linear equations in the following problems and find their solutions graphically. Here they have given us some situation. We have to represent them algebraically, then find their solution geometrically or graphically. So the very first situation is 10 students of class 10 took part in a mathematics quiz. If the number of girls is 4 more than the number of boys, find the number of boys and girls who took part in the quiz. So first let us represent this situation algebraically. So solution, let the number of girls be x and the number of boys be y, because we have to find the number of both boys and girls. So number of girls be x and number of boys be y. Now we know that if the number of girls is 4, first we know that 10 students, total students were 10. So number of girls plus number of boys is equal to 10. That means x plus y is equal to 10 will be our first equation. That is what it says here. X plus y is equal to 10 is our first equation. Similarly, it says that number of girls is 4 more than. As I said before, when they say more, 4 more, 5 more, it means they are adding. If the number of girls is 4 more than, that means x is equal to y plus 4. That is our second equation. So now, rearranging this first equation, we get y is equal to 10 minus x and keep the second equation as it is, that is x is equal to y plus 4. It is already been written in term of one of the variables. So for the first equation, determining the points when x is equal to 0, 10 minus 0, 10, y is equal to 10. And when x is equal to 5, 10 minus 5, 5, y is equal to 5 are the 2 points. Similarly, for the second equation, that is x is equal to y plus 4, when y is equal to 0, 0 plus 4, we get x is equal to 4. And when y is equal to minus 4, minus 4 plus 4, 0, x is equal to 0. So these are the 2 points for both the equations. So when we plot the graph, we get a plot like this, where the line DE represents the second equation and the line AF represents the first equation. So the points intersect at the the lines intersect at the point 7 comma 3, where x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 3. That means the number of girls is x. So x is 7, the number of girls is 7, and y is equal to 3. That means number of boys is 3. So 7 girls and 3 boys participated in the mathematics quiz competition. Moving on to the second sub question of the first main. 5 pencils and 7 pens together cost rupees 50, whereas 7 pencils and 5 pens together cost rupees 46. Find the cost of 1 pencil and that of 1 pen. Here 5 pencils and 7 pens together cost rupees 50 and 7 pencils and 5 pens together cost rupees 46. Our job is to find cost of 1 pencil and 1 pen. So solution, let the cost of 1 pencil be x and cost of 1 pen be y. Then using the statements here, 5x plus 7y is equal to 50 will be our first equation, and using the second statement, 7x plus 5y is equal to 46. That will be our second equation. Now our job is to solve these two equations to get the cost of 1 pencil, that is x, and cost of 1 pen, that is y. Values of x and y are to be determined. So first let us rearrange these equations in terms of y. The first equation will be rearranged to y is equal to 50 minus 5x divided by 7, whereas the second equation will be rearranged to the form y is equal to 46 minus 7x whole divided by 5. So now let us determine the points. When x is equal to 3, for the first equation, when x is equal to 3, 50 minus 15 whole divided by 7, we get y is equal to 5. Similarly, when x is equal to 10, 50 minus 50, which is 0, divided by 7, we get y is equal to 0. That is the first 2 points for the first equation. And for the second equation, when x is equal to 3, that means 7 3s are 21, 46 minus 21, we get 25. So 25 by 5, where the value of y is 5. And when x is equal to 8, 7 8s are 56. 46 minus 56 minus 10 by 5, we get value of y to be equal to minus 2. So now plotting the graph, we have a graph like this, where the lines of the equation intersect at point A. AC represents the equation 7x plus 5y is equal to 46, whereas line AB represents the equation 5x plus 7y is equal to 50, and the scale here, x-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 rupees and y-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 rupees. So the point of intersection, that is point A, intersects at 3, 5. So the lines intersect at point 3, 5, where x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 5. Then that is the required solution. Therefore the cost of 1 pencil is, that is the value of x, rupees 3, and cost of 1 pen is rupees 5. Moving on, this is the fourth main. Second and third main are to be solved by you. This is the fourth main. Which of the following pairs of linear equations are consistent or inconsistent? Here they have not told us to determine whether they are consistent or inconsistent graphically. So we are going to use our conditions that we have for the using the coefficients and their ratios. We will determine whether the given equations are consistent or inconsistent. Moving on, the question extends. If consistent, obtain the solutions graphically. So if the equations are consistent, then we have to plot their graph and then we'll obtain their solution. So the very first set of equations are x plus y is equal to 5 and 2x plus 2y is equal to 10. These are the first set of equations. So to determine whether they are consistent or inconsistent, first let us write down the respective coefficients. So first, given x plus y is equal to 5, equation 1, and 2x plus 2y is equal to 10 is equal to equation 2. So here are the coefficients a1, b1, c1 and a2, b2, c2. From the first equation, a1 is equal to 1, b1 is equal to 1 and c1 is equal to 5. And from the second equation, a2 is equal to 2, b2 is equal to 2 and c2 is equal to 10. So now let us determine the ratios. a1 by a2 is equal to 1 by 2, b1 by b2 is equal to 1 by 2 and c1 by c2 is equal to 5 by 10. On reducing the fraction, we'll get 1 by 2. So we have a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2, which is all of the three ratios are equal to 1 by 2. When all the three ratios are equal, that means the lines of equations are coinciding and they are consistent. When you plot the graph of these lines, you will find that the lines are coinciding, so they are consistent because they have infinitely many solutions between them. Since they have infinitely many solutions, there is no need to plot the graph. If you want, you can plot the graph for this set of equations. For the second set of equations, that is x minus y is equal to 8 and 3x minus 3y is equal to 16. So first, given x minus y is equal to 8 is our first equation and 3x minus 3y is equal to 16 is our second equation. So let's write down the coefficients. From equation 1, that is x minus y is equal to 8, we have a1 is equal to 1, b1 is equal to minus 1. Here you can see that minus y, we have minus y, so the coefficient is minus 1. The sign at the left side of the variable or a number determines whether it is positive or negative. So since here it is minus y, b1 is minus 1 and c1 is equal to 8. Similarly, from equation 2, a2 is equal to 3, b2 is equal to minus 3 because we have minus 3y. So the coefficient is minus 3 and c2 is equal to 16. Now the ratios a1 by a2 is 1 by 3, b1 by b2 is minus 1 by minus 3, minus minus cancels out, we have 1 by 3 and c1 by c2 is 8 by 16. On reducing the fraction, we get 8 ones are and 8 twos are 1 by 2. So the ratio a1 by a2 is equal to 1 by 3, which is equal to b1 by b2 1 by 3, but not equal to c1 by c2, which is equal to 1 by 2. So a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2, not equal to c1 by c2. This is the third condition which says that the pair of linear equations are inconsistent because their graphs are parallel lines. They never meet each other. So that's what it said. The equations are inconsistent with parallel lines on the plot and they have no solutions. Moving to the third set of equations, that is 2x plus y minus 6 is equal to 0 and 4x minus 2y minus 4 is equal to 0. So given 2x plus y minus 6 is equal to 0 is equation 1 and 4x minus 2y minus 4 is equal to 0 is our second equation. So writing the coefficients from the first equation, a1 is equal to 2, b1 is equal to 1 and c1 is minus 6. Similarly, a2 is equal to 4, b2 is equal to minus 2 because we have minus 2y. So b2 is equal to minus 2 and c2 is equal to minus 4. So now comparing the ratios, we get a1 by a2 is 2 by 4 which is reduced to 1 by 2 and b1 by b2 is 1 by minus 2 which is nothing but minus 1 by 2, all the same, and c1 by c2 is equal to minus 6 by 4. On reducing, you get 3 by 2. Minus minus cancels each other and divide both numerator and denominator by 2. 2 3s are 2 2s are. We will get the remaining term ratio will be 3 by 2. So from the ratios, we can see that a1 by a2 is 1 by 2 which is not equal to b1 by b2 which is minus 1 by 2. So therefore a1 by a2 not equal to b1 by b2. This corresponds to the equations which have intersecting lines. The equations are consistent with lines intersecting on the plot. So they have one common solution. Since they have a solution, since they are consistent, we have to obtain their solution graphically. So I rearrange the equations here. Rearranging the equations, the first equation can be rearranged to the form y is equal to 6 minus 2x, whereas the second equation is rearranged to the form 4 minus 4x whole divided by minus 2. So determining the points when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 6, and when x is equal to 3, 2 3s are 6, 6 minus 6, y is equal to 0. And similarly for the second equation, when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 4 by minus 2, which means minus 2. And when x is equal to 1, 4 minus 4 into 0, 4 zeros are 0, 4 minus 4 0, 0 by minus 2 you get 0, y is equal to 0. So these are the 2 points. Plotting the points, we get a graph like this, where line CD represents the equation 4x minus 2y minus 4 is equal to 0, and line AB represents the points, represents the equation 2x plus y minus 6 is equal to 0. You can see the scale, x-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 unit and y-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 unit. These lines intersect. Right, we obtained from the ratio analysis that these lines intersect, and from the graph you can see that the lines actually do intersect, and they intersect at point 2 comma 2. The lines intersect at the point 2 comma 2. So therefore x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 2 are the solutions for the given set of equations. So moving on to the last set of equations for this main, that is 2x minus 2y minus 2 is equal to 0 and 4x minus 4y minus 5 is equal to 0. Let us see if they are consistent or inconsistent set of equations. So given 2x minus 2y minus 2 is equal to 0 is the first equation, and 4x minus 4y minus 5 is equal to 0 is our second equation. Writing down the coefficients, a1 is equal to 2, b1 is equal to minus 2 because minus 2y, and c1 is equal to minus 2. Similarly, a2 is equal to 4, b2 is equal to minus 4, and c2 is equal to minus 5. So the ratios a1 by a2 is equal to 2 by 4, which is equal to 1 by 2. So and similarly b1 by b2 is equal to minus 2 by minus 4. Minus minus cancels out each other. What we have is 1 by 2. And lastly we have c1 by c2, which is equal to minus 2 by minus 5. Minus minus cancels out each other. We get 2 by 5. So a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2. They are both equal to 1 by 2, whereas c1 by c2 is not equal to both the ratios, which is equal to 2 by 5. So we can conclude a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 but not equal to c1 by c2. Therefore, it is the condition which defines the parallel lines. So therefore, our equations are inconsistent with parallel lines on the plot or the graph. So they have no solutions in common. So this completes the fourth main from your exercise 3.2. Coming to the fifth main question. Half the perimeter of a rectangular garden. So we know that perimeter is the length of the boundary of the given figure. Here our given figure is a rectangle. Half the perimeter of a rectangular garden whose length is 4 meter. Since the length and breadth are it is a garden, the length and breadth are in the units of meters. Alright, so whose length is 4 meter more than its width is 36 meter. That means half of the perimeter is 36 meter and the length of the rectangular garden is 4 more than the breadth of the garden. 4 more means if the breadth is x, then the length is x plus 4. That's what it says here. And half the perimeter, so p by 2, perimeter of a rectangle is given by 2 times length plus breadth. So half of that is length plus breadth. So first let us represent this situation algebraically, because we are supposed to find the length and width of the rectangular garden. So solution, let length of the garden be x and its breadth or width, you can say either, and its breadth be y. Its perimeter, so just like I said before, the perimeter of the rectangle is given by p is equal to 2 times length plus breadth. Since we have represented length as x and breadth as y, the whole equation can be written as 2 times x plus y. So we know that since they are talking about half of the perimeter, so p by 2, divide the first equation by 2, you get p by 2. So 2 of x plus y divided by 2 cancels out. What is remaining is x plus y, and half the perimeter is 36 meters. So the equation is x plus y is equal to 36. That is our first equation. And also the question tells us that the length is 4 more than width. Since we know that length is x, so x is equal to 4 more, that is 4 plus y, that is width. 4 plus y or y plus 4, either way is correct. So x is equal to y plus 4 is our second equation. So thus rearranging the equations, we get from the first equation, from the second equation we have x is equal to y plus 4. Similarly, the first equation can be rearranged in terms of y, in terms of x or y, to get x is equal to 36 minus y. I just transposed y to the RHS in the first equation. So now the tables, to determine the points, we have to determine the solution graphically. So the table for the second equation, when y is equal to 0, 0 plus 4, x is equal to 4. When y is equal to 4, 4 plus 4, x is equal to 8. And for the second equation, when y is equal to 18, 36 minus 18, x is equal to 18. And when y is equal to 20, 36 minus 20, x is equal to 16. So now using these points, if we plot the graph, you can see the lines or the plot here. You can see the scale first. On the x-axis, 1 unit is equal to 2 meters. Since we have 36, the values up to 36 are to be plotted, 20 or 16 are to be plotted. I took the scale as on x-axis 1 unit is equal to 2 meters, and similarly on the y-axis 1 unit is equal to 2 meters. Meters because the length, breadth and all other dimensions of the rectangular garden are in meters. So 2 meters. So line AB represents the first equation, the second equation, that is x is equal to y plus 4, and line CD represents the first equation, x plus y is equal to 36, and they meet and they intersect at the point 20, 16. So 20, 16 is the solution for our equation. The lines intersect at point 20, 16. Thus we know that x is equal to length and y is equal to width. So the length of the garden, x is equal to 20 meters, and its width is y is equal to 16 meters. That is the required answer. So now moving to the next question, that is draw the graphs of the equation. This is the last main question from the exercise. The sixth question is for your homework. You can do it as a homework, or you can pause the video and solve it right now. There is no issue. So the last main question, draw the graphs of the equation x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0 and 3x plus 2y minus 12 is equal to 0. We have to draw the graph or represent these equations graphically. Determine the coordinates of the vertices of the triangle formed by these lines and the x-axis. So when you draw the graph, you will get two lines and they'll intersect with x-axis, and both those equations will also intersect with each other. Both the lines will intersect. So you will get a beautiful triangle there. You have to determine the points of the vertices of that triangle, of that triangular region, and shade it. So here first, solution, write the equations. X minus y plus 1 is equal to 0, the first equation, and 3x plus 2y minus 12 is equal to 0 is our second equation. Then rearranging the equations, we get x is equal to minus 1 plus y. The first equation will be rearranged like that, and for the second equation, on rearranging, x is equal to 12 minus 2y whole divided by 3. So now the points. When y is equal to 1, x is equal to 0, minus 1 plus 1, 0. And when y is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 1. Minus 1 plus 0, minus 1. So similarly, for the second equation, when y is equal to 0, 12 by 3. 2 zeros are 0, so 12 by 3. So x is equal to 4. And when y is equal to 3, 2 3s are 6. 12 minus 6, 6. 6 by 3, 2. X is equal to 2. So these are the required points. And now we have a beautiful plot like this. You can see the triangle formed by both the lines and also the x-axis. So here line ABD represents our first equation, x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0, line BAD. And line CD represents the second equation, that is 3x plus 2y minus 12 is equal to 0. So triangle, so the graph shows the intersecting lines of the equation which forms triangle BCD, which is in the shaded region with the vertices. We need the vertices, the coordinates of the vertices, right? So for vertex B, the points are minus 1, 0. For vertex C, the points are 4, 0. Coordinates are 4, 0. And for lastly, for the vertex D, the coordinates are 2, 3. So this is the solution to the whole question. So we can see that I have shaded the triangular region. The same thing you have to do in your graph sheet. So coming to your homework, main question from the exercise 3.2, question numbers 2, 3 and 6. The question number 2 and 3 are nothing but determining whether the given set of equations are consistent or inconsistent using the ratios. That's all there is. And in 6th question, similar concept is applied. They are given you one equation and you have to construct different kinds of equations where they can form intersecting lines, parallel lines or coinciding lines. You can do it. And that's all for today. In the next class, we'll start with algebraic method of solution for the linear equations. There are 3 methods, but since your syllabus has been reduced, we'll be learning only one method of. So that's all for today. Thank you.